Sometimes celebrities get married and divorced so fast, you wouldn't even know they were ever married. And sometimes we never knew because these unions happened before our time. We here at Once We're Famous were surprised by many of these unions. Are you? 20. Rock Hudson and Phyllis Gates. Rock Hudson, the famous actor, secretly married Phyllis Gates in the 1950s. He did this to hide the fact that he was gay, which wasn't accepted back then. Even though they were married, they weren't really in love. They got divorced after a few years, but Rock went on to become a huge movie star. Number 19. Marlon Brando and Kashfi. Marlon Brando, the famous actor, secretly married actress Kashfi in 1951. Their relationship was difficult from the start, with arguments and rumors of cheating. They had a son together, but eventually got divorced and fought over custody in court. Even though their marriage didn't last long, Anna went on to have her own acting career. 18. Humphrey Bogart and Lauren Bacall. Humphrey Bogart and Lauren Bacall fell in love while filming a movie together. Even though he was much older and already married, they kept their relationship a secret for a while, but eventually got married in 1945. They made several movies together and were a famous Hollywood couple. Sadly, Bogart died in 1957, but their love story and movies are still remembered today. 17. Cary Grant and Dyan. Cary Grant, the famous movie star, secretly married actress Dyan in 1965. Even though she was much younger than him, they had a daughter together, but their relationship wasn't easy. There were rumors of jealousy and arguments, and they ended up getting divorced after just a few years. Dyan went on to have a successful acting career, but their marriage remains a surprising chapter in Cary Grant's life. 16. Fred Astaire and Phyllis Potter. Although everyone was fascinated with Fred Astaire's breathtaking performances with Ginger Rogers, his true affection was reserved for Phyllis Potter. They started their secret marriage in 1933. Phyllis was Astaire's confidant and support, as well as his wife. She was a socialite and the sister of composer Jerome Kern. Despite their brief marriage, they had 2 children. 15. Shari Headley and Christopher Martin. Remember the leading lady in Coming to America, Lisa? Well, the actress who played Lisa, Shari Headley, married Play, real name Christopher Martin, from the 90s hip-hop duo Kid and Play in 1993. They divorced only 2 years later. They have a son named Skylar together. Still with us? Great. Like and hit that subscribe button as we dish out nostalgic gossip every week. 14. Cicely, Tyson, and Miles Davis. Their relationship started in New York in 1966 after they ran into each other a few times near Riverside Park in the Upper West Side. Both were living in the neighborhood. Davis, then separated from his first wife, had seen Tyson on the TV show East Side, West Side and was smitten. He wrote in the autobiography of Miles Davis, "She wore her hair in an afro, and she was always intelligent when I saw her. I remember wondering what she was like." Davis wrote, "She had a different kind of beauty that you didn't usually see in black women on television. She was very proud-looking and had a kind of inner burning fire that was interesting." Although they never had children together, but were married for 7 years between 1981 and 1988. 13. Jerome Jackson and Hazel Gordy. We all know Jerome Jackson has a colorful history when it comes to women. Heck, he and his brother Randy even share the same baby mama. But Jerome's first wife is actually Motown royalty. Jermaine married the daughter of Berry Gordy, Hazel Gordy, in 1977. They were married for 11 years and had 3 children together. 12. Marvin Gaye and Anna Gordy. Speaking of the Gordys, in an interesting example of cougarism in Black history, Marvin Gaye was married to Berry Gordy's older sister Anna Gordy when she was 42 and Gaye was only 24. They were married for less than 10 years after Gaye left her for a much younger woman who would become his second wife, Janice Hunter. And in another interesting twist, Gaye had a son with Gordy's niece. 11. Glynn, Turman, and Aretha Franklin. Depending on which decade you were born, you may remember Glynn Turman last for his role in Cooley High or his stint as retired Army Colonel Bradford Taylor on A Different World or his role on the HBO drama The Wire. Aretha and Glynn married on April 11, 1978, at her father's church. By marrying Turman, Aretha became stepmother of Turman's 3 children. Aretha and Turman separated in 1982 after she returned to Michigan from California, although they had no children together. 10. Ali Landry and Mario Lopez. It seems that famous TV host Mario Lopez loves showing his girlfriend and baby mama on reality TV. If you recall, he had a VH1 reality show, Saved by the Baby, about their journey towards parenthood. But only a few years ago, Lopez was caught up in a scandal. Weeks after marrying Landry in 2004, the marriage was canceled because of alleged infidelity on Lopez's part, days prior to the wedding. 9. George Clooney and Talia Balsam. In surprising news, George Clooney, the forever bachelor, was once married to the famous Mad Men star Talia Balsam. Clooney has publicly said he will never get married. I guess he came to that decision via trial and error. He and Balsam were married from 1989 to 1993. 8. Paula Abdul and Emilio Estevez. People may now swipe their finger on a date, but things were different in the early 90s. Just ask actor and director Emilio Estevez, who purportedly called Paula Abdul to express his admiration for her work. They spoke for months before meeting on a date in 1991. Shortly after, the two got engaged and married in California in 1992. The pair seemed to be content for the most part. However, they divorced in 1994. Some say Emilio Estevez had cheated, but the fact was that Abdul desired children, but Estevez had already had 2 from a prior relationship, did not. Abdul subsequently said, "It was heartbreaking for us both." 7. Felicity Huffman and William H. Macy. Nowadays, the first thing that springs to mind when people think of Felicity Huffman is probably not who she's married to, at least not after she was caught up in the notorious 2019 college admissions scam and sentenced to 14 days in jail. However, you may be startled to find that the former Desperate Housewives actress had been married to fellow actor William H. Macy since 1997. The couple has 2 children together, one of whom prompted Huffman's participation in the aforementioned infidelity affair. Anyways, Huffman and Macy have stars on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, which is fantastic. 6. Rita Wilson and Tom Hanks. Rita Wilson and Tom Hanks may be one of Hollywood's most iconic couples, but did you know that they met on the set of the 1985 comedy Bosom Buddies? Wilson appeared as a guest star in the show, which also starred Hanks. They didn't start dating until they reconnected on the set of the 1985 film Volunteers. The couple married in April 1988 and had 2 children together, Truman and Chet. They also worked together on other projects throughout the years, including Sleepless in Seattle, That Thing You Do, and Larry Crown. 5. Keira Sedgwick and Kevin Bacon. Did you know they are also distant cousins? To their surprise, the two discovered their family link while watching the PBS episode Finding Your Roots in 2012. However, the news hadn't stopped them from being one of Hollywood's most popular couples. They met on the set of the 1988 television film Lemon Sky and have been together ever since. They married in 1988 and have 2 children together, Travis and Sosie. Sedgwick and Bacon have worked together on various projects over the years, including The Closer and Loverboy. They also manage the humanitarian organization 6degrees.org, which is focused on connecting individuals and organizations to make a difference in the world. 4. Frank and Mia Farrow. Lithy and pixie-like, Mia Farrow is best known for her roles on the soap Peyton Place and in films Rosemary Babies 1968 and The Great Gatsby 1974. She was 30 years Sinatra's junior when she became his 3rd wife in 1966, raising more than a few eyebrows at the time. They were secretly married in a private wedding in Las Vegas. The marriage lasted 2 years. In 2013, Farrow revealed Sinatra may be the father of her only biological child, Ronan. She also said Sinatra was the love of her life. 3. Marilyn and Joe DiMaggio. Baseball great DiMaggio married Monroe in January 1954 at a secret civil ceremony in San Francisco, though the press caught wind of the story in time to capture the newlyweds emerging from the courthouse. The couple would divorce later that year, although DiMaggio would be the one to help get her released from a psychiatric hospital in New York in 1961 as she battled exhaustion, depression, and prescription drug addiction. After her death, DiMaggio had red roses delivered to her crypt for 20 years. Number 2. Audrey Hepburn and Mel Ferrer. In 1954, Hepburn married Broadway and film star Mel Ferrer, whom she met just 8 months before their wedding in Switzerland. She wore a teal-length gown with a high collar and billowy sleeves. The romantic dress was designed by Pierre Balmain, founder and namesake of the French fashion house. Despite their whirlwind romance, Hepburn and Ferrer stayed married for 14 years, during which they welcomed their son, Sean. Number 1. James Daughtry and Marilyn Monroe. Before she became an international icon and sex symbol, Marilyn Monroe married her high school sweetheart, James Daughtry, just after her 16th birthday in 1942. The duo stayed together for only 4 years before splitting in 1946 due to Daughtry's disapproval for her career trajectory. And there you have it. 20 Hollywood stars we bet you didn't know were married. Which of these marriages surprised you? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section.